protection around this house and protection on my broadcast. I ask my space friends and my family to protect everyone here on the broadcast. Good evening, everybody. This is the Ashtar Command Q&A. I'm Commander Elion with the Ashtar Command on Earth, host of Encounters, our regular show nightly at 11 o'clock. So tonight is our Friday night edition of Encounters, our special edition. And this edition is our Ashtar Command Q&A and Contact edition. I'm your host for the show. I've been with the Ashtar Command since before I came to Earth in this human form. I've worked at the Ashtar Command. Hey, Angie, good to see you. I worked at the Ashtar Command all my life, and before I knew what it was when I was a kid. I had no memory of it until I got older. Welcome, everybody, to this show. And tonight we're going to be talking all about the Ashtar Command and all about this whole area. Johnny, good to see you, brother. Everybody, Miss Kitty, everybody coming in here. So this is not our regular show. Our regular shows are usually Saturday through Thursday, but we devote Fridays to our Ashtar Command. It's good to have everybody here. And we're just getting started, so take a seat, relax, meditation pillow, a couch, wherever you feel comfortable, on your carpet, wherever you are, you're with us now. And we are very much activated, motivated in this level now of light, in this time period of 2024 onward. So many things will transpire. Good evening, everybody coming in here. I acknowledge everyone, wherever you are around the world, in Europe, Asia, Africa, the United States, South Central, wherever you are. Greenland, Haley, One Toyota, Luna Star, welcome. Ronnie, everybody in here. Good to have you with us. Karen 82. We're glad to have you with us tonight. And more, it is time to be prepared. With so many things going crazy on this planet right now, on this earth, so many crazy things. Luna Star, are you asking why we need to be prepared? Oh, she's doing good. Yeah, so I was on her live earlier. She'll probably be in here in a little bit. Jen Viola, my first contact encounter was when I was a teenager. I was preteen, and I went upstairs to my brother's room, and I saw, as I opened the wooden blinds, a spaceship hovering, a flying saucer hovering in the court in a cul-de-sac. Greetings, Michelle. And, oh, you were 16, okay. Yeah, I was preteen, and I saw men and women with light blue space outfits on when I had my first contact. That was the only time I can remember anything like that. After that, I would have a lot of sightings, but no physical contact. Kush, thank you for the GG. Thank you so much. And Luna Star says the colors. Are you talking about the colors of the ship or the colors of the space outfits, Luna? And I've got my apple cider here. Any of. Well, the space outfits were light blue, a beautiful light blue, and the men and women were tall, as well as their children. And some of them had long hair too. Well, the women did, and some of the men did too. Hey, Lavola, welcome to Ashtar Command Q&A tonight. Welcome, everybody. If you're not familiar with the Ashtar Command, let me know. I will explain to you who the Ashtar Command is, Okay, Paranormal Ghostbusters, very well. Hey, Michelle, welcome. Ruby, welcome. We're glad to see all of you coming in. And this will be more of any questions you might have regarding Ashtar Command itself, which is the highest level of all the galactic forces of light. I can answer those questions without any hesitation. I'm new, please explain. Amanda Bailey, good to have you with us. So we have a thing every Friday night called Ashtar Q&A. The Ashtar Command are men and women, space people that look like us. They're spiritually way involved in what we call cosmic Christ consciousness. Their planetary systems live in peace and harmony. And there's no wars, there's no shopping malls, there's no anything like that. All their planets live in pristine conditions of peace and harmony with the universe. So that is a sense of a little bit about what the Ashtar Command does and is. The Ashtar Command also is the positive forces, Karen 82, that has been through many, many billions of years, through many planetary systems over time, beyond time and space. Honey McReynolds, thank you. Blessings to you. So it's really a beautiful thing because most people on Earth only know about the negative ETs because of the way the media portrays everything on cable and everything else. So for me, it's about bringing people, hey, Linda and Alicia, it's about bringing the truth out about the positive beings, the positive men and women who exist. Hey, Cliff, good to see you, brother, because there are very positive, loving people. You know, our family's off planet, the most loving people you'll ever meet. My mother, my father, my two sisters and brother, you know, they miss me and I miss them. Summer, good to see you. So if you're new here, we have Space Family, you know. We have Space Family. I'm going to bring April on here because this is a special night, Friday nights for April and me to share, ask, answer your questions, and have a time of communion with all of you around here, you know. Now I'm in my Ashtar command mode, like in full operation tonight, you know. So first we send our love out to everybody. God, please don't. God, please don't what? Sprites, what are you talking about? God, please don't. Johnny of the third kind. Hey, that's Michelle saying hello. Sergi, love, art, and nature. I like that one. That's a pretty good one. Card Dove, something. Behind Blue Eyes. Coach Jim Coach. Susie Cott. So we're gonna bring our sister up here, you know, and we're gonna have a great time here with everybody. When she's ready to come up, she will come up. I just pressed the button for her. But we're on the spaceship right now, in our own spaceship, in my little room. Hey, sister.
Hey, how is everybody tonight? Hello, hello.
Good. Good. I had time to just relax and meditate when I wasn't busy and watch you live. I think when I was working, and yeah, it was when I was working, and got to hang out and just relax for a while, just hanging out in your room. So that was really cool.
Awesome. So you
Yeah.
heard what happened.
Not really, but I did hear what happened, but I want you to share what happened because people,
Sure.
yeah,
So,
tell what happened.
so for those of you who weren't in my live and you're not aware of what happened, and you don't know where I'm at right now. So since Monday, I have been in the hospital. Um, on 3/1, I was stuck by a nail at work off of a very dirty pallet, and that nail caused a very severe infection in my leg that I've been battling, and it would start to get better, and then it gets worse, and then get better. I've been back and forth from the hospital like 5, 6 times and been admitted a total of 3 times or 4 times now. 4 times I've been admitted into the hospital. This time I've been here since Monday. I've been admitted into the hospital, and they've just been stumped as to what to do about my leg. They know that IV antibiotics are working, but they knew that oral antibiotics weren't working. Every time they'd sent me home with oral antibiotics, my leg would get worse and worse. When I came here on Monday, and over the last week, my foot and leg have been 3 times the size that it should be. So much so that it was like splitting, starting to split my skin, like the skin was peeling because it was breaking the top layers of skin. It was so swollen. Um, so as of yesterday, or day before at like 8 o'clock, they had stopped giving me the IV antibiotics, and the infection spread very quickly over a 24-hour period back up my leg, because they needed to see like how I was going to react on the oral, because eventually they have to send me home on oral antibiotics. So they saw how quickly it got bad. And then yesterday, about 2 o'clock in the morning, they finally got the approval for the antibiotics again, and they started the antibiotics back up, and it takes about 4 hours for the antibiotics to pump through your system. So, there's no way from the infection being up to my knee that it would be, gone within only one dose of the medication. So last night, I was on live. I was, up awake because they were giving me the medicine, and I have jingling started happening at my bathroom door in the hospital. And then I saw a bright light flash behind the door of my bathroom. The door slowly opened up, and my space mother, Azriela, stepped through the door. And she was by herself, which was, she's never come to me by herself. She's always had a guard or my father with her, or my brother, or somebody's always been with her, and she's always been in full uniform. But she was in her, she was wearing a beautiful dress, and then she was by herself. She didn't say a word to me. She walked through. She came to, and I had just gotten off alive, and it was about 4 o'clock in the morning. And so this happened around 5 o'clock in the morning. She came through, and she was carrying something in her hand, and it was like a silver, it looked like a silver cup or a silver bracelet. And
Yes.
she came up, and she said nothing, that not a word,
Mm.
stepped up to the end of my bed, and she stuck this cup over my leg, and then she
Mm.
lifted up my ace bandage and exposed my skin, and she took this vial out from her waist and dropped this fluid stuff on my skin. And then she pulled the ace bandage back over, walked silently along to the side of my bed, rubbed my face, kissed my forehead, still not saying a word to me. And I'm looking at her crazy, like I was waiting for her to say something. She said nothing. She walked back to the door. She turned around. She looked at me with like this loving look in her face, and then quietly shut the door. I saw a light, and then she was gone, because I got up and I like gimped my way over to the door to
Yeah.
look, and I'm like, where'd she go? Like I
Right.
was waiting for her to say, I was waiting for something. Like I thought that they were coming to, that's what I thought, is they were coming to get me. But nothing. She was just gone. 6 o'clock rolls around, and the nurses were doing their changing, and I'm sitting here and I'm just dumbfounded. I'm sitting here and I'm looking in the bathroom, and I'm walking around. I'm just like, okay. So I sit back down. 6 o'clock, the nurses are all rolling in. They start taking blood work from me, and then they peel all the ace bandage off my leg. There is nothing on my leg. The redness is gone. There was a hole that was like fingernail deep in my
Yeah.
leg still from the puncture wound, and that was completely healed over. No remnants of it at all. The redness is gone. My leg is back to being skinny. There's nothing there, guys. Nothing. My mother came and healed me. Like I feel great. As soon as
Yeah.
I could go on live, as soon as they were done poking and prodding me, they even came and did an ultrasound, and they could not understand, like, because I
Oh my
asked
God.
them to bring
Yeah.
me results back. There was no sign of infection. There was nothing with the ultrasound. There was nothing, guys. My leg is completely healed.
And
The only
see, and this is the beautiful thing with April. She's been going through this thing with her leg for how long now?
since 3/1, since the first of
Right.
three, yeah.
Yeah, it's a long time. And she's been
Hmm.
in physical pain with that thing for a long time. And, her mother comes through a door. I think, was she in the bathroom coming through? Or
Yeah, through the bathroom door.
well, that's a perfect place to go. No one's going to see her.
Right.
So she comes through a flashlight. She comes through, walks up to April, and she basically takes this elixir. that probably comes from the ship,
Hmm.
and her leg is now healed. You know, Oklahoma will do that tomorrow night. We'll do that tomorrow night. That's going to be on Saturday night. Tonight's, if you're new to the format, tonight's our Ashtar Command Q&A and updates from the Ashtar Command. But we'll do that tomorrow night for you, brother, sister, one or the other. So, but it's just really a beautiful thing because I've been praying. I know everyone has been praying that April's leg got better because she's been through a lot of pain with that, and it, you know, after that happened, as April said, her mother left, probably went back on the ship, I would think. But April's now her leg is now healed. How's it feel?
Oh my God, I feel great. Like I don't feel like there was ever anything wrong with me. My leg is skinny. It feel, and I was showing people on live, like I was standing on it. I'm like, I'm standing on one foot. Like I feel like an idiot, but it feels so good to be able to bear weight on my leg. Like you don't even understand. Like I am so happy right now. Like I feel so much better. I
Yeah.
really do.
And
And
in terms of
the only
go
reason
ahead.
I'm still here is because the doctor, I can't tell the doctors that, hey, my space mom showed up, or they'd have me in the other
Right.
room with
Right.
being observed and yeah,
Yeah,
not having
then they'd
my
be
face.
bringing then the government want to come and see what's going on, but we don't need that.
Yeah,
And then
no.
Amanda says, "Who do you pray to?" We pray to God. God
Hmm.
is universal, Amanda. I believe in God universally. God is not. I don't believe in God in like a 3D religion. I don't belong to any religion. I believe religions are a real problem on this planet.
Yes.
I come from Mars, and I know that April feels the same way.
Hmm.
But no, we believe in Christ, but not in the way Earth-based religions do. Christ was a space being. God is universal. God is not owned by any religion on earth, although there are some religions on earth that think they own the word God, and that's their problem. God is universal. God is everywhere. God is love. So, yeah, just to answer your question, I
Yes, I don't
appreciate
want
that.
rubber walls.
Right. you
Yeah, I
know?
can't tell them that, so I'm kind of just sitting here following through with their plan. Plus, they had one more round of antibiotics they wanted to give to me, so I'm just gonna
Hmm.
take it just to cover all my bases. But guys, there's nothing wrong with my leg. There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with it.
And you'll be able to run around in the apple orchard field when you come down here.
Exactly.
I'm so
Exactly.
excited. April has realized how excited I am that she's coming down and that we're going to finally all meet together. I think that is really, if anything, that is the most important thing beyond anything that happens. Other than that, is that we're all together.
Hmm.
I really do believe that to be true.
And you want to hear the cool thing? What's going on right now in the little town I'm in, where the hospital's at?
Yeah.
About a 15-minute walk from the hospital, the Maple Festival is going on right now.
Oh, really?
Yep. And so they do fresh maple everything. Even though I have my friend making the making the maple syrup that I'm bringing down for you guys, because now I got to bring extra. I got to bring some for Kit Kat and them too. I can't
Oh,
just
yeah. That's
bring you
right.
maple
That's
syrup. I
right.
got to bring everybody maple syrup
I know you
now.
do.
Jesus, but my friend is has been harvesting the maple for a while now and is now cooking it. So
Oh,
I will
wow.
have fresh cooked maple syrup to bring down for you guys.
And what is fresh cooked maple syrup? I used to live in Vermont in Plainfield, and I know about maple syrup because I loved it.
Well,
What is
I could bring it down in candy version, but I want to bring you actual maple
Oh, no,
syrup.
maple syrup is no. It's got to be maple syrup.
Oh, it is so good. It's got like undertones of like a caramel taste, but it's not thick like Mrs. Butterworth or anything like that, that fake syrup is
Oh, the
like
fake
that's
stuff. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
thick.
that's all the
This
fake
stuff
stuff.
is
Yeah,
very light, but it's not over sweet either. Like how, like fake maple syrup is over sugared. This stuff
yeah.
is naturally sugared and is so good. There's nothing like it in the world. There really is
It,
not.
yeah, and I remember those days of getting it up in Plainfield because there were
Hmm.
maple syrup places right around where the campus was. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be good. I mean, real good, real April syrup,
Yeah.
maple syrup. Hey, yeah, yeah. I'm calling it April syrup. Forget I said that.
Tahar.
Yeah, I know the Tahar thing's happening early tonight. But I'm just very excited that April's better, that her mother came and used the elixir from the that they have that is able to heal, and she's now her leg is healed by her space family, which is a beautiful thing. This is a true story. And that's the beauty of what we're telling you here is that all the stories, if you've been following this from the beginning since last year, everything that we're telling you is real, and
Yes.
it's a beautiful story. Maybe someday a motion movie, a movie motion picture, could be put in movie form of the truth of a story, where the day all this came about, a movie can be created that talks about the history of what transpired on TikTok with this and how this all became real, and how beautiful it is. And the thing I want people to learn to be is not so much human, because your mind tells you different things. I would love to see everybody work from this cosmic spiritual level of their heart, meaning not the physical heart, because we in the Ashtar Command work from the spiritual heart. We don't work from the mind. Even though I
No.
am human, I've learned very quickly that when people work with the mind too much, it conflicts with the heart. The mind always conflicts with the heart. And it's always important to go within here, not in here. This can mess you up pretty bad, but your heart can never mess you up. Everything should be from the heart. And if you're conflicted, not that you are, most of my audience is not, but if you were conflicted as a person, that's because you're letting your mind conflict with your heart. What does your heart tell you? It tells you something completely different than the mind. You know, it really does.
And this is so true, and then the guys, the one thing that, in my journeys with these guys, and the one thing that they have, pressed, that we pass on to you guys, is that there's no higher vibration than love. And I know I say this every Friday, but I'm going to continue to say it every
Mm.
Friday, that there
Mm-hmm.
is no higher vibration than love, because that's what we're meant to pass to you guys. Not just to not be afraid of these space beings, not just to come to these guys with an open heart and open arms, because these are our space families that are coming to help us, but not and help us have a better world, a paradise that we should have had to begin with. Not only are they coming to help us with that, but they're coming to help us help ourselves. But most of all, they're coming to share their love with us. You
And
know,
that's
and
the thing. The word love has many connotations on earth, but the love that we talk about is the love from the heart, love that comes from the spiritual levels of light, love that comes beyond anything that you think about in your mind. The one thing I do when I bust the matrix is I will challenge your mind if you don't believe what we're saying, because I have to. I have to bust your mind up to get you to go back to the heart. And I'll love you, and that's how I love you. Because if I do that to you, and even if you're trying to resist what I'm doing, I'm still going to bust you up a little bit on your brain, just because I love you. Because I want you to start going into your heart and start looking at love from a much cosmic spiritual level than from the mind level. Like I said, the mind messes so many people up. That's why do you think we have all these conflicts and wars? Because everybody, these people in power on earth, operate from their mind. They don't operate from their heart. They operate from ego, not from their heart, right? It's
exactly.
all within the heart. The Ashtar Command, our space family, the planets we come from, when we go back to visit them on the ships, we're going to learn so much about more things that we can bring to help people, because we are coming from a non-egotistical level of understanding. And I never operated the ego. The ego I have is the one that promotes me to move forward and do the work I need to do spiritually. But other than that, I am very humble. I don't have any ego. I don't have, I just can't operate like that. None of us can. And I know many of you cannot operate that way. But if there's anybody in this broadcast that thinks the mind is more important than the heart, then you have a lot of work to do. Self reflection, so to speak. You know,
Exactly.
Thank you, UFO. And I'll always be honest. If you've been watching me since last year, I have no problem calling people out if they're working from the mind. Not because I don't love you, because I do love you. And as a teacher, sometimes the teacher has to hit you on the head a little bit. I'll do that. I have no problem with it. I do it in my workshops. I do it on the radio show. What else is new?
And we have a really great group, guys. It's me, the commander, it's Johnny, Kit Kat, and Chesno. We have a very wonderful group of people that they chose to represent this grid of the earth. And I'm very, very proud to be part of this group. I really am. We have a great group of people. Each one of them brings something different to the table.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with April saying. I feel honored because I would have never thought this was ever going to happen. If I'd stayed on Facebook, maybe somehow we would all connected. I don't know how that would work in the universe, but because my friends told me to come on here, I think on a level I'm glad they did. I mean, I can never thank them enough. When I came here, I had no intention. I didn't know what I wanted to do on TikTok. I don't know what it was I was going to do. I didn't know if I was going to do healings with crystals on here. Then I said, no, I can't do that, or I could do that. And I said, why don't I just do a show called Encounters, which I started. And then I said, I'm going to integrate the whole subject of UFOs with the spiritual aspects of light. And how many UFO shows do that? None of them. They're all like, they're all into the whole weather suit thing, interview like former generals. I don't care about that. I care about the truth. I care about liberating the planet, liberating consciousness, liberating the mind. That's why I came to Earth. That's my purpose here. I'm never going to back down from who I am for anybody. If there'll be people, and if we've had them on here, trolls and people that don't agree with me, then if you're here and you don't agree with me, then you have the freedom to go to another place. I don't care. It's not going to hurt me if you're not totally tuned in. If you really want to learn, then you'll stay and you'll learn, right? We're just all connected, right, Michelle? We are all connected. Sometimes people don't see the connection because they're working from the mind again, not from the heart. The Ashtar Command, our families all work from the heart. They don't work from the mind, they work from the heart. They work from the Christ consciousness. And that's what we have to teach the people on earth. The things that people worship here in the name of Christ, there's 3D religions, people don't really know what Christ is. They only know from a church what Christ is. If people went off planet to other planetary systems that work in Christ consciousness, you wouldn't see a church. You wouldn't see people worshiping a cross. You'd see people living in love, living in light and laughter, living in harmony with God, with the universe. That's the truth. On earth, everything is distorted. It really is.
This is true. I'm just trying to read some of these questions real quick.
Oh, okay. And if you have any questions for us, please ask. I'm right in my Ashtar command frequency right now, so for the whole night.
Wise man told me it takes an intergalactic village to raise a space family. This is
that,
true. This is
yeah,
true.
that's very true. I'm looking at that. That's exactly true. So
Karen, it,
true.
it is like it is like heaven. I'm telling you that these places, that these space beings, these space ports, and little small cities that they have built here on our Earth are absolutely stunningly magical and beautiful. They really
Mm.
are. And Karen, I thank you too. I wanted to verbally say that out loud, and I think you know what I'm talking about. Thank you. But yeah, it is absolutely beautiful. Um, we were talking about when I was over on my live, I was telling people about the choice that they're going to have, about the places that they're going to be able to have choice to live at once the shift happens. And, it's going to take some time for everything to be shifted over. But once it does, people are going to have a choice whether they want to, say they want to live underneath the ocean and work or be amongst the under in the ocean floors, or whether they want to be up in the cloud cities, or whether they want to go to dimensional earth and like do schooling there and learn about I can't say the word agriculture.
Agriculture.
There you go. And learn about plants, because when I went, their tomatoes were like the size of basketballs. They were so huge. Like they have a different way of growing things than they did on the ships. Like their plants are more earth-based plants, but their plants were huge, huge. And so, they're going to teach us how to be able to grow in abundance like that, which is absolutely amazing. For the people that want to do that type of work, that's the type of work they'll learn how to do.
Yeah.
And these are the things that we'll have choice, and
Mm.
won't be without the things that we need. We won't be without, electricity and housing, and we won't be charged for it. These are things we
Yeah.
shouldn't have to pay for. We shouldn't have to pay for the things that we need to survive. These are things that will be given freely and willingly.
Yeah, absolutely. And because of my background, I have right now in my other room where the crystals are, I have an indoor hydroponic system where less than a few days ago I sowed my seeds with our organic soil I get from Maine, from a group called the Coast of Maine. Very beautiful people there, and I'm growing my watermelons in biodegradable cups that you put. I'm going to cut the cups when my watermelons or plants are ready, and I will put the whole thing in without the cup. I just have to cut it, and then I have a hole. I put everything into the hole. So I'm waiting to get the plants. So it's not time here to go outside and grow the watermelons too early yet. And now it's time to just sow your seeds and do that. So when I go on the ship, I'm going to learn. I'm going to be very interested in the agriculture of our space family and how they grow things. I want to learn as much as I can about agriculture from off planet and then bring that information from our Ashtar Command family back to Earth and any way I can help that. So I have a lot of interest in a lot of things. I think that's going to be one of my interests is to see how to grow one of those big tomatoes, what kind of seeding they use, and how to integrate that into Earth-based growing.
I can't even imagine how big their watermelons are. Like I didn't see any watermelons because I was too busy looking at the size of these humongous
Right.
tomatoes. But I can't even imagine how. I mean, could you imagine growing a watermelon the size of a VW bus? Wouldn't that be something?
If I don't, I thought they don't grow anything but the little pearls. That's their watermelon, the little tiny, or there are other
The
watermelons that they
the
grow that we
pearls are the ones that they grow on the ships. Now,
on the ships.
interdimensional Earth is a whole different ball of wax. The way they grow
Hmm.
their stuff, they grow more Earth-based stuff in the dimensional Earth. So they also have like a lot of their plant life down there is oversized. Like they had oversized mushrooms, and I mean they had regular sized
Wow.
plants too, but
Hmm.
like they had this one mushroom plant, or it looked like a tree, but it was this
Hmm.
huge mushroom. And I actually went up and felt it, and it felt like the outside of the mushroom felt like the bark of a tree. It was a
Really? Wow.
huge, huge mushroom, but there's some of their plant life down in dimensional Earth is oversized.
Wow. So one mushroom can feed a whole family 10 times over.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing. You know, it's just I think I have a great deal of things to learn when I go on the ship in
Hmm.
terms of the agriculture and wherever they're taking us. I'm sure I'll be activated enough to remember most of it and try to apply it if it's possible on the surface world of this planet where I am in New England. Try to grow some of those things if I'm able to see. I'm going to first of all, I want to just learn. So what we're talking about, folks, is when April went on the ship, she went to these different places and she saw the agriculture on the inner Earth level about how they grow vegetables and things that are way bigger than anything we grow in the surface world. So it's pretty amazing. She had a chance to see all of that, and that's what she's talking about right now. That's what we're sharing with you a little bit about their agriculture on the ship, and also from where she traveled the some of these other places.
It was absolutely amazing. And then the other difference is like this was the first time I actually saw like I've seen like them treat like the Mikeys like they were pets, but like on the ships, but I hadn't actually seen a pet anywhere yet. But when I went to Dimensional Inner Earth, I actually saw two dogs walking with two two Ashtar command people, and they were just walking with them. They weren't on leashes. They weren't didn't have collars on. They were just walking with them as if they were friends with them, as if they were
Hmm.
not companions, but like friends or somebody to like hang out with, not a pet though. Like they had actual communications with these two dogs that I saw. It was
Hmm.
the strangest thing, and they were just walking, and they walked into a building, and I was just watching how they were interacting. Now these they definitely did not treat these dogs as if they were pets like how we do. It was
Yeah.
completely different, the interaction that they had with these two dogs, and I was just thrown back by that. That and then the being that met me was actually a feline humanoid like being.
Hmm.
She
That
was
that was
stunning.
interesting. That what you're talking about, and they actually their consciousness they can understand you too. When you were seeing those things, they
Yes.
have a certain consciousness of understanding.
Yes, and the feline being that actually met me, she mainly spoke telepathically to me, but she could use her mouth. But they're not used to using their mouths because they've been telepathically communicating for so long. That's not something they're really used to. So she
Yeah.
was more with the telepathic communications, but she was very polite, very well spoken. The first day that I saw her, she was in her Ashtar Command uniform, and her body was very humanoid looking. Breasts, two arms, two legs, a whole 9 yards. The only difference is that she had was missing like her pinky finger, so she had the first four fingers, but not the pinky finger.
Okay.
Um, and her skin was like a black purple color, kind of sparkly, but her head was very, very feline. Like it had the fur, the pointed ears. Her mouth was somewhat more humanoid mouth, and her eyes were like cat eyes, but they weren't as like wide and slanted as cat eyes are. But they
Yeah.
did have the slant down the middle of them, and she did have fur that covered her whole face, but she also had humanoid ponytail coming out the top of her head with very long hair that was very
Wow.
human too. But she was very, very intelligent, very well spoken, very proper. But then the next day that I saw her, she was wearing her own clothing, and she was wearing a long, beautiful dress. So that
Wow.
was completely different, compared to how she was when she first met me. And then she was like more casual the second time she met me.
Interesting. And they don't, and they do have casual wear. They don't always wear
Oh, yeah.
like a space outfit. They have, I mean, obviously, you're not going to wear a outfit all day long. It's like
No.
we as human beings, when we go out, we might wear jeans out during the day. And if we go out for a formal dinner, we might get dressed up, in something a little bit more formal than casual. So they have similar, ways with their clothing in terms of the way the space people in their own areas of life where they live, how they project themselves. And
Yeah.
I think that's something people need to understand. They have
And
families when. Go ahead.
and yes, she was a Lyran, and they had also spoke or they she had also spoken with me about how she had actually been around since the pyramid times, and they came in after their kind came in afterwards, after the big shift of when the darker space beings were here, and they had enslaved the Bigfoot beings and humans and whatnot, and we're just down here just creating havoc in our world. And they came in afterwards, and we're doing the cleanup after we had gotten these negative ETs out of here, and freed the Bigfoot beings, that they came in to clean up after. And she was telling me how badly she felt because human beings started worshiping them as if they were gods, and she said
Right.
they never wanted that. That's not what they wanted.
Mm.
That's why they ended up disappearing so quickly. They came and they did their job of getting us back on track, and then they kind of disappeared back into the woodwork, is because they did not want to be worshipped. That's not why they came. They came to help us, not for that, you
And the
know.
Egyptians worshipped them because that's what the Egyptians
Yes,
did. They didn't know that they weren't supposed to worship them. They were trying to teach
because
them
we
that we're
didn't
like
know
you.
better.
We
Yeah.
didn't know better. Yeah, I mean, Egyptian pharaohs, all the Egyptian gods, they always believed in that whole thing that they had to be like the head of everything, and then if the space people came, they were the ultimate gods, right? They were the ultimate, which in fact they misled their people to believe that because they didn't come there to be overseers and gods of the people in Egypt. They came there to be their brothers and sisters of light.
Right. And that's what one thing that she had spoke to me about. That's why I bring it up, because she just wanted, our, now that we are all more, awake, and we are more enlightened, and we are more advanced, that she wanted to make sure that we knew this, that they didn't want any of that. That's not why they came to help
Yeah.
us, not to be worshipped. So, and their kind feels very bad that that happened, so they want us to know that they had remorse for that. So I thought that was very kind of her to make sure that I had that information to bring back with me. That they never wanted that, and that their kind really does have remorse for it. So it really made me feel good that she had talked about that, because I've thought about that through the years. Like, why did these space beings come to be worshipped and be treated like gods? Were they that vain? But she said no,
Yeah.
they really weren't. This was doing of us, doing this to them, and they didn't want that. That's not why they came. That's why they pulled out as quickly as they did.
Oh wow. And
So
that's the thing is when we talk about all this stuff here on our Q&A with Ashtar Command, if you have any questions regarding the Ashtar Command for April or myself, please feel free to ask us. And we are being focused on your comments, so we will certainly try to do our best to answer your questions here on our special night. And that's the thing. A lot of times in ancient history, the writings on the rocks of the indigenous tribes and even other countries, India and other places, they show these drawings of chariots of fire, and they show these drawings of what appears to be space beings in a spacesuit, and drawings on rock. Because the space people came. So the people back then, they didn't know better to know that they were not their gods. They were here to help them, and they would
yeah,
notate it in the old ways they could, like by rock or things like that. And especially out in the west of the United States, in Grand Canyon, there's ancient drawings on rock that are from the stars. I mean, they were trying to relate to what they were seeing. They didn't have a camera, they didn't have videotape. They have to just draw it on a rock. That was part of the ancient cultural history. Easter Island, the big statues that were
yep,
created, but that doesn't represent the truth of the space people. It just shows that the people that built those big structures were trying to relay a story about what they saw, and that's the way they did it through the rock, or
yep,
somebody did it.
yep. And so, but yeah, I thought that that was very humble of her to speak on that, because that was
Mm,
something that her kind was not super proud of that moment, so she wanted to make sure that we knew that now that we are more ready to hear this information, that their people were remorseful for that, and they would have been stuck around longer to help out, but they stuck around long enough to get us back on the right
right,
track, and then they had to, they kind of scooted back out because they didn't want to be worshipped or treated like that, because that's not the way their kind is. They were
right,
actually very humble people, and she was like I said, very kind. They're more about learning and education and things like that, than they are, about being worshipped and being treated like gods. You would think that feline beings might be like that, but that's something that we like pushed onto them. That's not the
right.
way they really are. They're
Mm,
actually very kind beings. She very well spoken, very soft spoken, very intelligent. But she was funny too. She was very
mm.
nice. I really, really enjoyed spending time with her. Very
Yeah.
knowledgeable.
So what April's talking about is when she was on the ship, she met the fur-lined beings. Can you explain to our audience what their name, like what's the name of what they would be considered? Like you have Palladians, you have people from the star
They're
systems,
the Lycrans or Lycan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Lyrans,
Lyrans. There
Lyrans,
you go. I love calling them
Lyrans.
Lycrans.
Well,
Sorry,
you can
guys, I'm
have
being
Lycrans,
funny.
Lyrans, Lemurians. I mean, it's all in the symbol of the Silmarite names.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yes, yes.
and
Hold on, I'm trying to go
yeah,
back and look at these questions here. I
yeah.
just saw something. Um,
The only thing that can be deceiving is the people running the world here on Earth. That's deceiving. That is the ultimate deception. Is the people that in power for our current history and our past history, all those egotistical people that are, that have created all these things to keep people from knowing the truth. So the only deceiving thing people have to be aware of is the people running the world. Thank you, and I'll say, well, I can't say it now because it just disappeared, but yeah. So I'm getting on my goal. I have 4 of 8 on those hats. But the only thing is deceiving is just the people that have been running the world and lying to us about our space families and about the universe and about the planetary systems and about all these things. That the biggest deception, folks, is the people that have been controlling the narrative, the people in power, the people in the Pentagon, the people in other countries that have ministries of defense and other agencies that deal with the whole subject of this that we're talking about. The deception has always been those in the media, any media in Europe or the United States. All media has done is never told the people the truth about the cosmic realities. They don't. That's not their narrative. Their narrative is to keep people from knowing the truth. Our narrative in the Ashtar Command is to say we are here. Many of you who are connected with the Ashtar Command know who you are. I know many of them in my Facebook group that are with the Ashtar Command, thousands of them. And I do know that the deception is within the media, the major media, the mainstream media, all over the world. They never talk about this stuff. They don't want people to know anything. They'd rather keep people being sheep walking around doing their thing every day, billions of people. But we're here to tell you with the Ashtar Command level, that's all about the shift. That's all about the
right.
change.
Yeah, and we are not going to be the blinded sheeple that we were.
Right. And that's really the most important thing we can teach people. It's we're here to bust every single belief system. And I know my father on the ship is probably proud that I do it what I do this way. I'm here to wake people up, and I have to do it in ways that I think will work. And that's by busting the matrix and being very direct about it. Who's running the world? It's not any one person. It's just every single person in the media in different countries and people with egos that have power, that have created wars and conflict and diversions. They're not really running anything. They actually think they're running everything. But wait until there is direct contact with those people that think they have power will have no power. Matter of fact, their power is an illusion. It's in their mind. They think I have all this power. They really don't. You know who has the power? Without the word being like an egotistical word of power, we, the people on here that are awakened souls, cosmic people, have the power. Not the power of wanting power, the power of liberation of consciousness, the power of knowing that we have the power and we're here on earth as starseed to have a better world, a better place for the people of this planet and our future generations of children that are going to grow up and babies that are going to be born on planet Earth, that their planet, this Earth, is going to be a much more tranquil, transformed Earth where everyone's going to live in peace and everything's going to be different. And let's see here. I'm just reading comments.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. So I was being quiet. I was trying to read some of these comments. I saw a couple of really great comments in here. People wanting to learning about Antarctica. There's so many different things about it up there, guys. It's crazy. There's actually space stations that are underneath the ice down there, Karen.
Mm.
It's beautiful.
I'm being asked by sprites, when do you get to meet your parents on the ship, Commander? Probably within a year. It could be less than that. The time frame is, every time the time frame changes, it comes closer. Like originally, the galactic levels were 2027 last year, the year before last year, I mean. in 2022 at the end. But the time frame has moved up for general intergalactic understanding within the next year and a half. Now, in terms of when am I going to make me contact with my
We
family,
don't know.
we have no idea. I can be in my room one night, or I can be out here anytime this year in my room doing my whatever I'm doing, and then a door opens like a cosmic door, and I see one of the space people, and I go on the ship. We have no way of knowing when that's going to happen. We don't know.
They do surprise drive-bys, guys. They'll just come when they are ready for us to do whatever it is we need to do. They will just come and get us, just like how they did on my live that night. They'll come
Yeah,
and meet us.
they'll come. Like when April's been on the ship 13 times, she doesn't know when they're going to come and say, "Okay, we're going on the ship." They just come, right? That's the way it works. We have no like, okay, they're coming at 9 o'clock. It doesn't work that way. Angie, have a good night. Good to see you, and have a good meeting tomorrow. Let's see. I'm just looking at comments. Yes. So when they come to get me to go on the ship, they'll just come. I'd probably be in a living room
We
if
are
I'm
all
sleeping.
ready. That's all we know is that whenever they're ready to come get us, we are all ready to go. We don't
Yeah,
care
we
what
are ready.
because we it doesn't matter what we're wearing, what we're in, because as soon as we go onto the ship, we will pass through a beam of light. We will be put in our uniform, and we will have everything we need,
Yeah,
except for our brains and our mouths. That's all we need.
pretty
Everything will
much.
be provided for us.
It's like how did we get ready, folks? You're probably wondering how did we get ready. I've been ready all my life, and at least in my adult life. When I was a kid, I never thought about this. This is not the last thing I was thinking about is when am I going back on a spaceship? But because now I am fully conscious and fully activated, and all these things that are happening to all of us, I'm like completely ready. And whenever it happens, I'll be ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go whenever that will be.
I
Could
think we all
be.
are. I think we all are
Yeah.
ready. We're ready for this journey. We're ready to do what we need to do, because the sooner we do what we need to do, then the big contact is going to happen, and it's
Mhm.
going to be a beautiful thing. I know John and Kit Kat were ready yesterday too. They weren't
Yeah.
ready today. They were ready yesterday. They were
They were
ready to
yesterday.
go.
And we
We
will. And
all
the
are.
thing with us, I guess once we know what we have to do, it will facilitate the ability for mass contact. I mean, that's a lot of when I think about that part of it, we have a tremendous thing to do for the planet. People don't realize how important whatever we're going to do, but we're here all together, and we are going to liberate the planet. Is essentially what it comes down to. We're going to finally liberate the planet, and we're doing this in humble service to the whole planet. We have no egos. None of us do. All four of us, no egos. You know, we're of service. One thing I've learned coming to Earth from the Ashtar Command is always to be in service to others. It doesn't matter. I don't care how famous this might get or whatever. That doesn't matter to me. My first thing is to be in service to you, to be in service to other people, to be in service to the whole planet, the trees, the flowers, the bees, everything. We're in service to all life forms on Earth. And that's why we're here. And that's why we're going to do whatever we're going to do and come back even better in our understanding of whatever it is that we're going to do, you know. And we don't know everything we're going to do. I mean, we know some things, our instincts kick in. I'm eager for you to meet with your space parents and siblings. You've been ready for a long time for all our relatives. Thank you. Devotion and love, yes. Let's see here. I'm just reading comments. Please help your bees. Yes, the bees are very honeybees. We need to save the honeybees because they are part of the cycle of life. I mean, the honeybees provide the flowers with pollination, which makes it's so important that I'm not being selfish when I say this. If I've seen less honeybees in the last few years than I've seen before.
And the
We
and the
need to.
space people are on. They're on that. They have already been on that. I can tell you, they were already in communication with the bees as we speak.
Oh, good,
They
because
are.
I know for me, when I grow watermelons, there are yellow flowers that come. There's a male and a female flower, And if I don't see honeybees pollinate the flowers, I have to use organic hormone spray that I get from the garden store, and I have to spray the flowers. I had to do that 1 year because there was a lack of honeybees. There were a few, but I had to spray all the plants to get the watermelons to grow. So yeah, I mean that's good that our Ashtar Command family is on top of that, because if we lose the honeybees and certain bees that pollinate, that's not good for our planet either. Everything
No.
has a cycle in it, and we have to take care of our planet. You know, so when we come back on our mission, whenever we get taken on the ship, we're going to be able, I think, to teach people things that we didn't even know. I mean, we'll be activated enough more than we are now off in my form now. As much as I'm activated, whatever the real activation is in terms of what I can do or what we can do as a group collectively will be 10 times stronger. And we'll be able to come to people and, probably however that's going to work in groups on our lives here on TikTok, whatever it's going to be, we'll be able to teach you things, you know? And of course, what we teach you, we're learning, and we are going to be learning things in the next year, within this year, whenever that is. And it's going to be for the benefit of all life forms, whether it be human or non-human, for all the life on planet Earth, for the Mother Earth itself. We are going to provide you with that information that we learn, which I think is most important.
Carrie, you should learn to do that. You should learn to be a beekeeper. If that's something that you truly want to learn to do, that's something you should do because
Mm.
it's not only helping our planet, but it also generate honey and it's and a small income for yourself.
Yeah, we have people around here where I live. They have honeybee. They have honeybees, and Their thing is there's like two or three of them that have some really good honey from honeybees. And I buy my honey. We try to buy our honey local, because we have some farms around here that have honeybees.
That I'm sorry about the humming. That's actually me. It's my the medicine that they're pumping in me right now. It's the last dose of the antibiotics that they're given to cover anything else.
She's going to become a super after you get done with the antibiotics. She's going to be like the Hulk, but
I
she's going to be
know.
like this. See, you're going to when she comes on live, she's going to be this massive person, and you hear this like little voice,
Stop
and
it. I'm
also
just happy to have skinny ankles again.
I know, I know, I know. We're happy for that too. you know,
I'm happy I can put my foot into a shoe.
yeah. Well, if your mother comes in to your room tonight while we're live, she can say hello. She's invited. I don't
I'll
want to. I
turn
know
that
they're
camera
listening to me.
on.
I'm not trying to start anything here, but I know they listen to the show. They watch it. Your mother's probably saying, I think maybe we'll go into the hospital room, go in Commander's show with April and say hi and wave, and then go back out into the bathroom and disappear. I don't think that's going to happen, but you know me. I'm a little bit out there sometimes. Um, and so I'm just making my goal pinned here so people know what my goal is. I have 4 more hats with a mustache. And if you enjoy the program, I hope you are enjoying our program. Tar, tar.
I can't do it.
Okay, I think that's over with. Yeah, I don't think this guy. Tar. They got a little bit of a tar. Okay, I'm going to
Something
try to.
that doesn't
I'm
for
going to
me.
try to. I'm going to try to converse with you. Sometimes things happen to me. There'll be a hat with a mustache, and it makes me do things. Tar. Sorry about that. I'm going to try to hold a conversation. Yeah, I thank everybody. I love you all for those gifts, and I know everyone loves me when I do that. So every once in a while on this kind of Friday night, I do have a sense of humor. So please bear with me that that's part of my nature. But I'm also very much serious about the Astro Command work that we're doing. And on May 25th, when we have our gathering in the apple orchard, and we have Chesno and everybody there, we're going to get a group picture. I feel like we're astronauts getting ready to go in space. We're going to get a group picture before we take off. And we're not going on a ship that night. At least that's not what I even understand. No, we know nothing. But I know that that's going to be a very powerful gathering when we come together. And you're going to actually see us all talk to each other we'll be actually being able to set it up. We might go live on TikTok. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm wondering if they want us to do that. It's a lot of work to do live and do that, do all the stuff we're going to do. But we'll see. It was an experiment the last time. I think we need to focus more on what we're doing. I'm looking at the moon out my window, and it's beautiful. It's just right out the front of my window here. But I think we have a lot of things that we're going to focus on during that weekend. And the most beautiful part is that we're all going to be together, and I'll be able to understand more with the thing I'm getting. That's going right into the house. That's not, no one's going to be touching that device, but I will learn probably what it's supposed to be in terms of what I'm supposed to do with it. I know. April, you said to me, you have one of those things too. They gave you.
Yes. Yes. Mine is a little different than yours, but
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So we'll find out how things work. I tend to be somewhat technical sometimes. So, but it's just the gathering of people, of all of us. Like I said, it's going to be like, okay, we're with NASA and we're going on a spaceship together at some point. So you're getting a picture of all of us together, and we'll sign autographs because that's what they did at NASA, right? The astronauts, they signed. So April will sign her name on her picture. I'll sign my name. We'll make copies for people, and we'll have signed autographs of the Ashtar commanders that are going on spaceships together. Wouldn't that be cool? I'm kind of half kidding. And we love you all. We're at 36,000. I'm just glad the weekend's here. There's nothing I have to do except relax tomorrow and Sunday. And I'm just glad to be here live with you, communing with everybody. If you have any questions for us regarding the Ashtar Command and you don't know a lot about it, we can answer those questions. April's been on the ship 13 times. I can answer a lot of questions too. A new goal? Yeah, I think, oh yeah, I need a new goal. Somebody just said you need a new goal. So I'm going to set up a new goal now as we're talking with everybody. And please feel free, don't be afraid to ask us questions. We can pretty much answer those questions to a certain extent. I'm going to do the hand heart. That's really cool, the hand heart. So we're going to switch it out to the hand heart, 8 of those. So we're now putting those on the shelves, hand hearts. I know some people like those, so we'll search it out. So the things you like on TikTok gifts, you can utilize for the show. And as we're just sitting here, I take a moment to breathe and just think about what I'm saying. Um, there's been for billions of years intergalactic civilizations that have come and gone on Earth. For a lot of us, we don't realize that the things like Lemuria, Atlantis, the land of Mu. Thank you, Karen 82. Thank you for the hand of heart. I appreciate it. That all these civilizations have existed way before us, before the pyramids, before Egypt. There was very advanced civilizations in what that area is now, which is the desert areas were not once deserts. They were teeming with lush life, and there were advanced civilizations before the pyramids. So this planet's billions of years old, and in that structure of being billions of years old, this planet has seen many galactic civilizations come and go here. I mean, constantly. And even our current Earth society, when people see, oh, the moon's getting stronger, when you see the Bigfoot, the mer people, the fairies, all of that exists in our reality. Um, it's been here. The mer people, the fairies, and all this have been here for beyond our current human existence on Earth now for the for ages. We sometimes don't recall or remember those things, but now we do look at those things and we understand that everything is integrated, everything is beautiful that way. And let's see. So hey, thank you for the team bracelet. Thank you for the. Oh, okay, you got a Dini there. Friendship for
Thank
a
you.
friendship was a Dini. I think you got a Dini, whatever that thing's called. But
A teeny dino or
a
teeny
teeny
deeny?
diny, yeah, teeny dini or whatever that is. I don't
A
know
teeny
what
deeny.
a
Thank you
teeny dini.
guys.
But so it's really important that when we talk about the Ashtar Command on this planet, there's many times I had to when I was on Facebook when I started out with the internet thing, with the Ashtar thing, there was a lot of misconceptions about Ashtar as a person, Athena as a person. Athena is Ashtar's wife in real life. Ashtar is Athena's husband, and they're mates or whatever. I don't know if they use the word husband and wife, but they're definitely mates. Um, and hey, Ann, good to see you. Thank you, Lisa Love. It's just it's a real education to help people understand there is forces of light. There's been so much misinformation for as long as the internet's been around. A lot of misinformation about the Ashtar Command and about the space beings of light. Everything's been so focused on the other ones that are not of that level. That seems to be the infatuation of most people. Hollywood movies, when they deal with the subject of UFOs, they're still getting into that narrative, but they're not seeing the other side of the coin, which is that the cosmic coin, if you flip it over, there are 10 times more many positive space people than there are anything else. And we will answer your questions if you have anything. I don't would love to share with you my experience. What's going on here? Oh, that's the little thingy that. Wait a minute, I have to do it again. Time it up. I did it. And so TikTok has this thing which is crazy, like a little puzzle thing, and it dimmed out everything, and I have to match it up to the puzzle to verify that I am here or I am who I am. It's crazy, but I did it. Jan VW, thank you so much. I don't see anything. It looks like a helmet. Um, thank you. Do you hear any sounds?
The sound that you were hearing is my machine. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
your machine. Oh, your machine. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was
Oh,
apologizing. That humming, that clicking that you're
yeah.
hearing. It's if
The
you listen.
machine's.
Hold on.
It's the machine. Oh, that's her
Yeah,
machine in the
yeah,
hospital room that
that's
she's.
my machine. I'm so sorry about
Oh,
that.
okay. No,
I
no
just
worries.
wanted people to be aware that that's the machine. It's not voices coming across. Usually, there's a when voices or anything like that, or when the Ashtar command is speaking, there's usually a static that's
Yeah, that's
affiliated
different.
with that. This is the machine. They're giving me that last round of antibiotics. I don't need it, but I'm taking it anyway just to cover all my bases.
Yeah, and that's a good way to keep them from knowing anything about what happened the other night.
Yeah.
you know. Oh yeah, I'm feeling good. Thank you. They really worked. you know. But we're in a beautiful energy now with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. There is an energy of change when we think about all the people that want peace in the world now. Like all of a sudden, all these students are all over the world they're starting to have sit-ins, and they want peace. They want people to live in peace, and I think that's a beautiful energy. And from a cosmic level, where we are, Mindy G says two huge ships over Vegas now. Very interesting. If you can videotape those two huge ships, that would be a good thing to do. And then maybe tomorrow night you can show us the video footage or take some pictures of those ships. But you're going to see a lot more things happening. There's the winds of cosmic change happening on Earth. It's going to spread all over the world. I think there are different levels of how people are going to transform reality. For us, it's a cosmic transformation. For people that are tired of the wars of people being killed, children being killed, all this stuff, people are saying no, this has to stop. We're a new energy, a new frequency, and we have to, beyond that, we have to live in harmony with each other, and stop destroying the earth. Hey Renee, good to see you. Karen Pratt said I have orange orbs the other night. Beautiful. Mindy G, oh yes, but April, we send you healing and love. We love you. Raising the earth frequency, Deborah. Very good. I'm surprised we don't have a lot of questions tonight. That's pretty unusual. I mean, we can talk all night. That's not even a problem. Um, we have the ability to talk about all this stuff all night.
Yeah, and Mindy, I feel great. If for those of you who are just coming in, if you did not hear what happened last night after my live, I got off my live around 4 o'clock in the morning, and my mother actually came through. My space mother had popped into my hospital room last night, and she placed this silver cup over my leg and dripped this fluid over my over the skin on my leg, and by 6 o'clock, my leg was back down to normal size. There's no more redness. The hole completely healed over, and they were already giving me blood work and testing my leg, and there was no signs of infection by
Yeah.
6 o'clock this morning.
And also, let's see. Anne, definitely. Anne has a question. Anne, Fabian, definitely. And see, Deborah says, is anyone else feeling extremely exhausted today? Tired eyes. There's a big energy shift, so that could be possible, Deborah. Let's see here. And if you have questions, folks, just type them in the comments, and myself or April can actually answer those questions here on Ashtar Command Q&A. And
Yes,
we're
it has.
just,
It has been a long week, and I've been finding myself like not sleeping at night either. I know I'm in the hospital, and it's like almost impossible to get sleep here, but I have been finding myself like being up really late for some reason. Like my energy is like been really off the last couple of days.
mm.
So you are not the only one feeling that.
And I think that's because there's a big shift of energy. It's
Yes.
actually making us tired. And I'm sure once we get through that shift of energy, our energy will go back up again in terms of not being tired. Jenny says, have you seen a triangular spaceship? Have I
Yeah.
seen one? I'm trying to remember. Maybe. I know April said yes.
Yeah, everybody's like right across the board. I've been up till 3 in the morning. I've been tired all week.
Mm.
Yes, it's the energy shift right now, guys.
And it says, UAP says, have you seen a triangular spaceship in 2004 at a campground in Sacramento? Oh, he saw a spaceship. Okay. Hmm. Exena says, today I had a panic attack all day, and I don't usually get that. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you.
I've been finding that a lot of empaths recently have been going through because of the energy shift that has been happening. Especially people with empathic abilities have been going through a lot of depression, a lot of crying, um, a lot of just feeling sad, feeling down, feeling low, and things like that. And just keep in mind that these are not your own feelings that you're feeling. These are feelings because of the shift that is happening right now. So just be mindful of that, and just try to keep your spirit uplifted and your vibration high. And you will get through this. It's just a small shift that is, well, not a small shift, but it is a shift that is happening, and it will stop soon.
Yeah. And Alicia says, and if you've watched our Friday night shows, at some point they do sing a song to our space family on the ship, and they appreciate that as much as I do. And I do at times do that sometimes, And then when I create the song, I just can't remember every word. For some reason, I go into a different state of consciousness when I create those songs.
It's a good thing your stuff is recorded and put over on your YouTube channel. That way, if you want to ever go back and listen to your songs, you can. And for anybody that if you miss any part of the show, you can go over to the Commander's YouTube channel, and all these shows are recorded, and put over on his YouTube channel so you
Yeah.
can rewatch these shows.
And Dolphin One says, "Why are you called Commander?" April says she's the ship commander and you are the communications guy. So when I use the word commander, I'm in command of my own spirit. So when I say Commander Alion, that's because I am a commander in a different way. So to define it would be more of I'm in command of my spiritual cosmic self. No one else commands me. I'm in command of my own spiritual level. And that's what I would use in a wider context for people. And thank you for the question. That if you are a star seed and you are knowing who you are, then you're spiritually in command of yourself. You are a commander.
Exactly.
That's why I use the word commander, not in the earth-based sense, but in the cosmic level of light.
And even though I know his real name, I still call him Commander.
Yeah, you know, and my real name, just to let you know, my real name is Alion Devar. No, just kidding.
It's Tahar.
No, Alion Tahar. My name is Alion Tahar. Tahar, my family of the Tahars. You know, and we play guitars in the Tahar family. See how quick I am? If do you have the other phone with you today, or at the hospital with it, or is that phone at home? Phone at home.
No, I actually have the phone with me. I'm not
Yeah.
on that phone. I'm on the other phone.
No, that's good. This is the phone you want to be on. But we will treat you at some point tonight, because they are watching us on monitors on the ship. They watch the whole show, so we will sing a song. I love in my level, and April knows this. I love singing songs to my family on the ship, and they love it. And I just create good songs. At least I think I do. I mean, I just create the songs out of spontaneous reaction. I just come up with words, and I don't even remember the songs. By the time I'm done, all I hear is, "Oh, that was really good."
You
but
do. So they're
yeah,
beautiful.
it's
They always are.
oh, thank you. I mean, I just so I will do a song at some point before 1 o'clock, and we're going to go till about one. So that'll be good. And please, we're at 55,000 now. We've actually, since I've been on tonight, just let you know a little secret. We've had 3,100 people come into this room since 11 o'clock to watch the show. That's a lot of people. You're not seeing that in the numbers on my screen, but that means nothing because we had 31, yeah, 3,100 people so far watch the show since 11 p.m. I have my kid is grown up. She's 26. So she's a grown up. She's a good person. She's into the crystals. She has tons of crystals. We talk every once in a while about things.
My youngest is 23, so out of all my 18 kids, that's my youngest.
Mm.
Let's hear the comments.
Yeah,
Did you say 18? Yes, I said 18. I have
yeah.
26 grandkids.
Tammy says your show is so relaxing. I listen on YouTube every night while I'm falling asleep. Well, thank you. One of the things I've been blessed with is a voice that's a calming voice. I don't have a voice that says, I'm all freaked out. My name is Commander Alian, and we're going to have a show tonight. Are you feeling as stressed out as the commander is on encounters? We're having a talk about Ashtar Command, but man, I got to calm down really bad. No, that's not the real me. You know that. So you're right. I'm a very calm person. If I were like that on here, I couldn't do that. I couldn't be that person. Hey, let's see here. I'm just reading. So you have practiced making up songs and stories? Yes, I just make songs up for my Ashtar Command family when we're on together. I sing songs to them on the ship. I'm going to do that tonight, and then what I do is when I do that, they'll pick a song out and play a song with a message on it to everybody in the room here. So tonight, I'm just going to say how many people at some point before 1 o'clock want to have me sing a song, and then our space family, my father, Robar, my mother Luna, and my brother and two sisters, and her family are on the ship. So if you'd like to have me sing a song in a little bit, I will do that, and then they get to choose a song that is a message for everybody. So
Wow.
that comes from off planet, and they get to choose it. So we love to do this for you. They love it as much as I do. I sing them a song on the ships, and they get to play a song that they wish to play. Just to let you know. Oh, thank you, Tammy. Hey, Gary, good to see you in Iowa. Karen Pratt says, yes, please. I guess I just had a big gray cat uh, drop here, heard crying, and then it knocked on my window. Hmm. Sasha Lamama, hey, good to see you. I do. Okay, so I hear a number of people want
I
me to
hear
sing
hit it,
tonight.
Commander.
You'll get. I promise everyone on Earth will get to hear me sing, and also my father, my mother, my brother and sisters, and the people on the ship will be able to hear me sing too. And I don't claim to have a good voice, but that's because I'm humble. If I have a good voice, you tell me. You know. So the Ashtar Command is been around for billions of years. Actually, yeah, billions of years. And our space family is like, on the moon is so beautiful tonight. And I'm just like looking at the moon as I'm talking to everybody. But with the realms of that happening, good to see you back, Yaya. You know what they say, Yaya? ET call home. That was probably your star family calling you on the phone. Let's see here. Deborah says it comes from your heart, so yes, you do. So you know what? I think we're going to sing a song. We'll continue with our discussions here. We're at almost 60,000 likes here tonight. So I'll give, if April, if you feel like it, and you want to turn the phone on, I will sing a song for everybody since I feel there's people want to hear me sing. I'll create a beautiful song for everybody, and that's
Absolutely.
including our space family too. I'm in such a beautiful energy of wow, that moon is just really attracting my light to just look at it. I'm looking at it. It's just,
I
I'm on a
I don't know if
second
you
floor.
realized it, but when you were talking about like singing a song, the
Yeah,
phone your microphone started popping and doing weird things.
really, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
that's why I was going wow because I was kind of tripping out because you were talking about it and it was like
Oh,
they were trying to say yes or something because they started making your microphone pop.
okay, well, I'm going to sing a song here. When I sing a song, everybody, in my galactic state of consciousness with the Ashtar Command, I'm in my Ashtar Command consciousness tonight. So I'm operating solely on a frequency of the Ashtar Command level. I'll sing a song for everybody here. Give me a moment. When we swim in the cosmic universe, when we swim from sea to shining sea, when we swim into our cosmic reality, when we swim beyond the things we see, when we swim into space with our two hands, when we swim and move gently, when we swim, we can see all the life forms. When we swim, we can see the beauty of the sea. It's the sea of reality, the sea of you and me, the sea of things to be, the sea beyond, the sea that we see in the sun and the night and the stars, you and me. The sea is the place where we wish to be, the sea of the universe, and we love it to be, the sea that is gentle to all to be, as we swim in the sea, as we swim in the sea, as we swim in the sea.
That was beautiful. That was really beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Oh, guess I got you right back.
And this is coming from our family on the spaceship. They're playing on the other phone right now. This is the Ashtar Command.
Dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dream that you dare to, oh why can't I? Oh, someday wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like a lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh star.
And that was from the Ashtar Command on the ship. I don't know which one of our parents chose that song, but that comes from April's other phone. Just to let people know, we are in contact with the command tonight. We're always actually in contact, or they're always watching the program. But tonight, we use music and I sing to let them provide beautiful songs they wish to play from our earth based reality, and they choose the song. And I sing a song to them which has a message for all of humanity and all planetary systems of light. And um, so I'm going to sing another song. I'm in,
Commander, I'm
yes.
sorry. I have to kind of cut out because they want to pull my IVs and stuff down now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to say goodnight for now.
Oh,
I
good.
love all of you. You guys have a wonderful night, and thank you for having me on, Commander.
And yes, we'll let them take the IVs out so you get some rest. And yeah, thank you for being on, April. And what a beautiful way to end that part of it. I'll still be here with you till 1 a.m. So April, have a good night.
You too.
Be
Good night,
be well.
guys.
All right. Let me see if I can bring her down. I think I can do that. Let's see here. Oh, she got herself down. So you got to hear a song that was played on the other phone. You say, where's that song coming from? Her other phone is what they use for intergalactic communications. So that's how that happened. So we appreciate everyone being here. Again, May 25th, which is a Saturday night, we're going to be gathering in an apple orchard field. April, myself, Chesno, hopefully Johnny, and also Kit Kat. If you're not knowing the full story of what's happening, we're all supposed to go on the spaceships together at some point within this year. And that'll be a collective situation. We don't know when that's happening, but we are going to be all together in the field at an apple orchard here in Connecticut, and we're going to document everything, whatever happens. Just so you know. Hat Red Audie, we will be in attendance before warned. May Wright, May Wright, yeah, yes, May. Okay, Karen 82, yes, it's May. Karen, you're in. Where are you located? You're in I think Long Island, or are you in Connecticut? I don't remember which state you're in. Karen 82. You're watching a special edition of Encounters for Friday night. I'm Commander Leon, your host, every Sunday morning with the WESU. Oh, you're in South Dakota. Why did I think you were on the East Coast? That's kind of wild. Anyway, okay. And so we're on every. Hey, we want to get to 100,000, likes here. So we're at 64.9, and we'd like to see such an amazing show of people, insight, feelings, beliefs, all sharing together and learning. Thanks. Such an amazing show. Dennis or Denise, is it? Yeah, Denise. Good to have you with us, Denise. Thank you. Yeah, we have a pretty tight show here. We really have it pretty tight. I mean, we don't let any trolls in here. We keep it pretty good in here, and this is an actual show, so we don't have any arguments here. DBG, thank you so much for the galaxy. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. And it's just good to be together on this show with everybody, all the new people, all the people that have watched me for over a year. I appreciate you being here. It's very important that we're all together. And so soon things are going to be happening. Well, things are happening already. But if you have any questions, this is a question and answer night with the Ashtar Command. My cat is acting up again. Oh, okay, Michelle. I have a cat and she's sleeping. Normally she comes in here and she wants to go on the program, and I have to pick her up and get her on the camera. But she's sleeping right now. I'm pretty sure she's resting. A wild one. Okay, I have been watching for a year, Commander. Oh, Julie, thank you. We appreciate the commitment to the show, and we're glad you're here. We're glad everybody's here, not just Nicole. Welcome to the show. Rita uses 706. This is Encounters, the Ashtar Command Q&A night. Chris Talk, welcome. He's 6 months old. Oh, just a baby. That's cool. Hey, not just Nicole. Good to see you. Thank you, Julie. And we love you and everybody here as well. You know, the Commander loves all our viewers all over the world. Yeah, we always do. That's the only way to be, is to be unconditionally loving of all our brothers and sisters. Hat Red says, I am a Council of 9 Ashtar Galactic Command. Let's see. Infinity 8, thank you for the heart me. That's a pretty cool one. I like that. And it's good to see all the people coming. John and everybody, user 612. Good to have you with us. Everybody coming in here. We appreciate all the likes. Hey, Infinity, good to see you. And just we are going to get to that level of where we want to be. We're almost at 71, 72. Jan, thank you for the confetti. We appreciate that so much. And all the little gifts that people give us. I think our goal is we got one hand heart. I need 7 more hand hearts at some point before 1 o'clock. Hopefully those will go. And I'm still looking at the moon. Now the moon's in a place where I can really see it. And it really looks beautiful. Thank you, Honey McReynolds, for the hand heart. You're a blessing always. Thank you. So if you have any questions for me regarding the Ashtar Command, please do ask. I can answer most of those questions because I am with the Ashtar Command. So I appreciate any questions you have. I'll try to get right into it and answer your questions. Close your eyes for a minute. Think about the question you want to ask me, and we'll try to help give you the answer. Let's see here. Be right back, Karen Pratt says. Okay. And is there any specific area of the Ashtar Command that you want to know about? Let me know. Because I pretty much know 99% of 9% of things Ashtar Command. Uh, Droid86, thank you for the question. So, in terms of what you're saying, off the planet, time does not affect those from off planet with the Ashtar Command at all. They don't operate in what we call a time frame. Well, that moon is really getting big. They work outside of time. So, for example, when we go on the ship, we will actually not have time. So we might be away for a whole month off planet, and we might be when we come back. The time frame we'll be in is maybe an hour, a 1 hour thing off planet. With a it could be like we're away for a month or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So they don't operate in time. It doesn't affect them. Where time does affect us. Stella Bella, we'll have to check. I didn't see your email. I checked email earlier tonight, and I didn't realize or see anything. I'll have to check my spam filter. I'm going to definitely take a look at that. Well, actually, not called Astro. It's actually Ashtar. Ashtar. It's Sprite. It's Ashtar. Let me just type it for you here. I just typed it for you. It's Ashtar Command. So it's not something. It's not like a club or something. It's an actual galactic force of light, the Ashtar Command, and just being a light worker, just being non-egotistical, just being yourself, being that loving person you are. You just have, if you have a connection to the Ashtar Command, then you are with the Ashtar Command, pretty much. Give me a second here. I'm going to get some water, and I will answer some more questions. Okay, we're back here with you. We have bots or trolls. Well, if we have any bots or trolls coming in tonight, we'll just, get rid of them. So far, not too much of anything has been happening. Hey, Trisha North Star. They probably left. If the troll can't do anything, then they, yeah. And I welcome everybody here to Encounters, the Ashtar Command Q&A, wherever you are in the world. Hawk Father, welcome to the show. Miss China, welcome to our show Encounters. And we are on most nights with our show. Bobby, welcome to our show. Deb, welcome to Encounters on a Friday night. Lily Shelton, welcome. I see a bunch of new people or names. Rosie, hey, Rosie, welcome to the show. This is Encounters. And if you don't know what we are, Encounters is, Harris, thank you for the roses. Encounters is a actual spiritual UFO show that's on most nights. Ah, okay. And we're on most nights, so we're glad to have you with us. There's so much garbage on social media and even on TikTok. Some things don't make any sense. We do an actual talk show here. Tonight's our Ashtar Command show. We do this every Friday night. And you can ask questions about the Ashtar Command because I work with them and I'll be happy to answer them. Lizzie says, I found a free online book published in most part from SETI. They were charged with sending signals into space. Thank you, Sloan. Thank you very much. I'm just reading comments here. Is the best way to communicate with your star family to meditate? Yes. For all our relatives, yes. The best way to do it is to go into deep meditation, and that's the best way to contact with them. Unless they physically come knocking on your door, that's the best way. Um, let's see here. And Lizzie says they even got a budget. I think it was 60s, 11 million, which is huge. I'm not sure who they are, but that's interesting. Well, I am going to call it a night. Jen WV. Have a good night. I'm glad you're able to be here, and have a good weekend too, Jen. Thank you. Karen, good to have you back with us. And we're just looking at the people coming in. So far tonight, if I look at the numbers, we've had 4,100 people since 11 p.m. tonight come in here for a while in our broadcast. 4,100 people now have actually been here in and out of here since 11 p.m. Eastern. That's a lot of people. I'm tracking the numbers, which I can do, which is pretty cool. And one of the things to understand about our star people, which is that when they come here, if you have visitations with star people, they're most likely connected with the Ashtar command. So if you see blue beings or beings that are tall and human, that might be like a radiant gold color or whatever, they all work with the Ashtar Galactic Command on some level, on a galactic level of light. Oh, yes, you have a great night and weekend too, to you and your family. I think it's Yeach, Shin something. Karen, what's the question? Go ahead. Irene, thanks for joining us. I'm looking for Karen's question because she has a question. Hey, Marion, stay safe yourself. Have a good weekend. Thanks for coming on the live here tonight. So, Karen, I'm waiting for your question. I'll be able to answer it in our Q&A session here tonight. Hopefully, we'll get the question, unless it gets filtered. NAFX, hey, good to see you. Corey, welcome to the show. Uncle Cold Saw, that's interesting. Corey, welcome back to the show. JV, JR, I think it is, or Lilac, good to see you. Everybody coming in here. But I still don't see your question, Karen. I don't think my questions are going through. I think TikTok filters questions. I don't know why. You know, a question is a question. Yeah, it could be they're filtering out questions. And let's see here. I've seen a craft with 3 rings moving independently. These are these angelic by nature? Karen, that's very interesting. They could be. How big were they? How big were the rings? The craft with the 3 rings. I've seen videotape of crafts that look like a slingshot, like with rings. You know. Hey, Free Spirit, good to have you with us. Good evening or good morning. Carol K, welcome. I was on a bus when it happened. Oh, interesting. How low was the object? Do you remember how low it was? Oh, everyone screamed. They probably were nervous when they were seeing it. Karen, did you scream when you were seeing the objects, or were you just very like excited? You lost time. Interesting. So it could be that people were taken on a spaceship. That could be very possible. Let's see here. Let's see. We're going to follow. This is Dreadlock. So we're going to be doing interviews tomorrow night, Saturday night. We're going to tonight, if you're, and we hope you'll stay. Tonight is our Ashtar Command Q&A. So we're going to be, we're actually answering questions about the Ashtar Command. Does Ashtar Command work in and or with other dimensions or multiverse? Yeah, the Astral Command works with all of the different dimensions of light. They operate from very high frequencies of light, so they work with all the planetary systems that operate not only in that Christ consciousness, but in different dimensions of existence and then within the multiverse. Yes. Yeah, Dreadlock. We'll have to say that for like a Saturday night, and if you have enough followers, I can bring you on Saturday's show. I see a bunch and have been missing time a few times, but can't remember. Yeah. So when you can't remember, it's good to possibly seek somebody who deals with missing time, maybe in your state or your region or your country that deals with this kind of stuff, and see if they can get you to remember anything. That's really important if you're having missing time to see what's going on with that. I think that's relatively important. Yeah, hypnotist. But you have to find a hypnotist that deals with the whole thing of people being taken by extraterrestrial intelligence. If you find that person, it happened in York, UK. I gotcha. Jordan says, I've had a few odd experiences, but afraid to share based on how people judge. Oh, people wouldn't judge anybody here. Saturday night, we'll be taking general interviews Saturday night on my show. And we share all our shows that we're broadcasting, even tonight's show. You'll see my shows on YouTube on Ashtar Command Spaceship News. That's my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. So you probably, if you've never watched any of my shows, you can watch a lot of different shows that I've produced over the last year. Good. It's good to have you just listening. We're glad to have you here. Welcome. And for new people, this is Encounters. This is our question and answer with the Ashtar Command Night. Jake D says, I've had definite long-term connections with Amy and Bigfoot common. Interesting. Karen Pratt says, the event she's talking about happened 3 years ago. And we're almost at 100,000. So if everybody, I always like to have people follow each other to facilitate that connection and also follow the show. Follow me specifically too. Let's get up to 100,000. I know we can do it before 1 o'clock. We're at 87.1. So the way we do it here, if you're not used to doing it, tap on your phone, on your phone screen. And if everybody taps, which is 201 people, we can hit 100,000 pretty quick. That means everybody getting involved. I'm very proactive on my show here. I always like to get people active, even if they don't come on the air when we do our regular shows. We love to have people in that interactive. So you can be very, much a part of the show that way if that's all you want to do. If you're a shy person or what have you. And there are always some people that might be in that realm. So if you missed it earlier, we had April on earlier. And this show is going to be recorded and put on YouTube sometime tomorrow. Michelle, have a good night. Sleep well. So definitely good to have everybody here. And I am answering questions regarding the Ashtar Command. So if you have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to ask the commander. and we'll be happy to try to answer those questions. Is there anything anybody wants to know that they don't know about the Ashtar command? I'm disappointed. I think lots of questions aren't coming through. Yeah, I think there's a filter on TikTok because I can see you when you're making a statement, Marco. I can see it really clear. How many favors? Jake Taylor, when you say how many favors, can you rephrase the question? I'm not sure I understand it. How many favors are represented in the Ashtar command? Hmm. How many? Shark Tank. So I can't speak for the Caribbean area. I'm sure there are people in the Caribbean who are connected with the Ashtar command, but I can't really tell you why that is. I don't know if that's just something you've experienced with people, but I'm pretty sure there's some people in the Caribbean that are connected with the Ashtar command. And they're also, understand the Ashtar command, there are people all over the world, Europe and other countries, that are very much having contact with the Ashtar command, without a question. Jake says kind species. Um, hmm. There's not an original planet micro for the Astro Command. There's no original planet. The Astro Command really represents spiritual beings of light for many planetary systems. So they're not any one specific planet. They represent their own planetary systems of light. So these would be star beings that come from all over the multiverse and they come together in a galactic family, which is called the Ashtar Galactic Command. Just to let you know. So I did see the question. I think, oh yeah, Jackie F said flavors, right? That's what threw me off, the flavors part. Karen Pratt, good question. I don't think they would eat human food, but I do. But many of the space people in the command, they are like vegetarians. They don't eat. They wouldn't. I don't know that they would like human food. Maybe some things, but it's really hard to say. Good question, though. It's an excellent question. Hey, Reb. Welcome, Reb. Everybody coming in here. Welcome to Spaceship Earth. Yes, indeed. Might as well call it Spaceship Earth because the Earth is like a spaceship, you know? Oh, okay. I think it's not to identify flavors for nationalities and etc. I gotcha. And we're getting up to near 1 o'clock. Might be an odd question. Do they like specific colors? Karen, good question. Well, I think they like multicolors, rainbows, the color of rainbows, multi different colors. I think they like a lot of different colors, you know, without a question. Hey, Darlene, good to see you, Darlene. Deborah Dugooder, I like that. Deborah Dugooder, duper. Let's see here. I'm just reading comments here. Oh, Free Spirit says, the pulses I see are different colors. Beautiful. Hey, Wyoming Hippie, welcome to our show. Encounters. Sir Hugo, welcome. Awesome Possum, that's a good name. Welcome to our show, Awesome Possum. And normally we're on most nights, we'll take usually a night off on encounters, but most nights at 11 o'clock Eastern. We usually do a lot of interviews. Karen, thank you for the hand heart. We appreciate it very much so. So we're getting up to your 1 o'clock. I think, Ryan Rivera, good to see you. I think we're going to call it a night until tomorrow night. I want to thank everybody for watching the show. Hopefully you learned a few things. This show will be on a YouTube channel, downloaded on YouTube sometime tomorrow. So I bid everybody a farewell and have a good weekend. Take care. This is Encounters. I'm your host, Commander Elian. We'll see you tomorrow night on TikTok.